Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to work on update functionality on courses entity using NgRx Data. So let's first go to our application, and there you'll notice that for each of the courses we have this edit button, and when this edit button is clicked, it should open up a form where it says update the course, and in that form it should show the current details of the course like the title of the course, description of the course, the author of the course, price, etc. But currently that is not happening. The reason for that is if we go to add course component, there if I scroll up inside this subscribe to selected course method, what we were doing is if I uncomment this, here we were selecting this get course by ID query param selector, and this selector was returning us a course object based on the ID query parameter present in the route. But currently we have commented this selector. So that's why we cannot use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to comment this line again. I'll keep it for your reference. But now we need to think of a way to select a course by the ID, and we need to read the ID from the route parameter. So for example, here you can see when we click on the detail button of any of the courses, we will have this ID route parameter. This ID query parameter. So its value we need to read. For that, first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another property called course ID. And if you remember, for each course, we have an ID property which is storing a string value, right? Initially, I'll set it to empty string for now. So here I have created a property course ID. Now, if I scroll down inside this ng on init, we are reading this edit mode query parameter value. So in this query parameter, we also have this edit query parameter. So its value we are reading. In the same way, we are also going to read the value of this ID query parameter. So for that, here I'll simply say this dot course ID equals query params, and here we are going to use square brackets, and inside that we are going to specify the query parameter name whose value we want to read. Okay, so this get query param selector, it is going to return us all the query parameters from the currently active route that we are assigning to this query params parameter, and from there we are reading the ID query parameter value. All right, and that we have assigned to this course ID. Now let's scroll down to this subscribe to selected course, and now since we have the course ID, now we are going to read a course from the courses entity, and for that again we are going to make use of course entity service. On that we have this entities observable. So this entities observable, it is going to return us all the course entities because we are calling it on course entity service. So it is going to return us all the courses. So I'm going to subscribe to that observable, and here we need to pass a callback function, and that callback function is going to receive all the courses. Once we have all the courses, what we are going to do is here on that courses, I'm going to use find method, and to this find method I'm going to pass a callback function, and in that callback function I want to find that course whose ID matches this dot course ID. Okay, so we are finding that course and we are going to assign it to our course property. So I'll say this dot course equals whatever course this find method will return. And here I'm also going to assign this subscription to this variable, and whenever the component will be destroyed, we will unsubscribe from this subscription. With this, let's save the changes. Let's go to our application now. And now when I click on this edit button, now it is showing the details of the selected course. Right. Then here if I select this node course, it will display the details of the node course. If I select my SQL course, it will show the details of that course. All right, now we are going to work on update functionality. So let's go back to VS Code and let's scroll down to create or update course method. And inside that, inside this if block, when we are in the edit mode, at that time we are creating this updated course object, and now we want to send this updated course object with the put request. So from here, again, we are going to make use of course entity service, and on that we are going to call update method. And to this update method, let me go ahead and let me pass this updated course. Okay. Now currently we have not overridden this update method in our course data service. So that also we need to do. Otherwise, what it will do is this update method here, it will try to make an API call to root URL / API / course. Instead of making an API call to our Firebase database, it will make an API call to the default API endpoint. Let me actually show you that. So if I go to our application, and there if I try to update, let's say this course, and if I click on this update course button, let me open network tab. Okay, let's open console tab. Might be the error has been logged there. So you see it is trying to make an API call to localhost 4200 / API / course, and this is not what we want. So let's go ahead and let's override this update method in our course data service. So here I want to override the update method. Okay, and this update method is going to take the updated entity, and that should be of type update of course, because here we are going to update the course entity. And again, I can remove this options from here because we are not going to use it. And this method also, it should return an observable. So again, I'll go to our courseService.ts file, and here I have the create course, read course. In the same way, I should also have the update course, and for that we have written some logic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this line, and let's go to our course data service, and there I'll paste it. So basically here we are trying to make a patch request, but here I'm going to make a put request instead of patch. Okay, and here I'll pass update. So here we are trying to make a put request to this endpoint, and there we are passing the updated course object. Actually, this update here, if you see, it is of type update of course. So here I need to pass update of changes, and I need to wrap it within curly braces because I need to extract all the properties from this changes object, which I want to send in the request body, something like this. Okay, and from here we are going to return course, the updated course. And with this, let's save the changes. Let's try to see if the update functionality is working or not. So I'll close this here. Let's try to edit this React course. So I'll simply edit its title. So the complete guide 2025. Let's say I also change the price to 59.99. Let's update the course. And now you will see the course has been updated. So the title has been changed and the price has been changed. And let's open developer console. Here we don't have any error. Let's go to Redux and let's see what actions has been dispatched for that. So you can see first this update one action was dispatched on this course entity, and this update one action, it made an API call, a put request to our backend to update an course, and after that course was updated, it also dispatched this update one success action, and this is responsible for updating the store. So in this store, if I open this entity cache, and there if I open this course entity, there I have updated one course, which is the third course, the React course. So there also you will see that the title and the price should have changed. So you can see the price has changed and also the title has changed. So this action here, this success action, it also updated the store. And all this thing is happening behind the scenes. We do not have to write any code for updating the store. or we do not have to write any actions or effects in order to handle HTTP calls. Everything is taken care by NgRx Data. Alright, so in the next lecture, we will try to implement the delete functionality as well. So we have already implemented add functionality, read all functionality, and update functionality. In the next lecture, let's work on delete functionality. This is all from this lecture. If you have any questions from this lecture, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.